good morning or evening or whenever you're watching this.
hmm
I think you should do the introductions from now on. But anyway, good day, everyone. This is Enlightened Living with Truth and Oneness discussions. And we have a Scorpio and Aquarius here talking.
Or
Um,
something like that.
yeah, something like that. So I was looking at videos recently. Actually, some really interesting things that happened. I destroyed two phones, so now I can't cruise on YouTube as much as I used to. That's happened over like the past couple of weeks. We talk about
Yeah.
following your like guidance. It's almost like the guidance was saying stop looking at so much darn YouTube and actually do some like meditation or something. So that's actually what I've been focusing more on. More meditation um, and whatnot over the past few weeks. But I did happen to borrow someone's phone and look up a video. And I think it's an interesting one to share. It's a Magenta Pixie video. It's called Mr. T's Competition and the 10 Days of Dark Loch Ness. That's
Hmm.
code there, everyone. Anyway,
That's an interesting name.
what's an interesting name?
No, it's just like it's
The
like okay,
code,
yeah.
yeah. But no, they talk about some interesting things in this video. Mainly going over the competition. Actually, do I have to use code? No one listens
No,
to my videos
you
anyway,
can
so
say
it's
whatever you want.
like I don't think I'll get flagged. But anyway, they talk about the elections and like um, everything. Anyone hear a crash in the background? Talking about the elections and everything. And how everything's sort of the way it is right now, and what to expect and all that stuff. What's coming up in December and whatnot potentially, the next couple of months, basically. So it's an interesting video for people who want to get a perspective of people that are the channel higher consciousness or whatever. The three of them are doing they do a sort of video together.
Okay, so let
Um,
me ask you a
Go
question
ahead.
then. Okay, so I never heard of this channel or anything like that before, so I'm trying to play catch up. Okay, so is this
You
a
didn't listen.
channeler, and
Okay,
they're
so
talking about the election, about what's currently going on, or what's going to be happening in the future, or a little bit of
like
both? Like, what's going
what's
on?
currently going on and also what to expect over the next couple of months.
Okay,
Yeah. And I think
and she's a
so
channeler.
Magenta, she's a channeler. She channels I think a group called the Nine, I believe. And then the other lady, let's see, her name Nina. She I think channels as well. And then Cat's Magic. Not sure what exactly, but anyway, people can go research them and figure out what they do. But they're talking about currently what's going on now and what to expect over the next, sort of their impressions and what they've been getting over what's going on over the next few months. So it was actually really interesting for people that maybe want to kind of get some different insight on things. I guess I don't know. Actually, I want to talk about kind of what we were thinking of as far as what's going on right now too, and then like talk about the video also.
Okay.
Yeah, you have any comments or anything?
Definitely like what's going on now is very interesting. They don't talk about it much, but there's like protests and riots happening all over the world actually at the moment. But there's these things
Protesting.
protesting elections, protesting this whole COVID thing, protesting just governments in general, how people are being treated. Not like the fake, like, oh, poor this person, like, look how mistreated they are, but like actual mistreatment. Like, we're
So
like,
is people actually like recognizing that something smells fishy in the pot, and they're
yeah,
trying to dig it out, figure out what's rotten in the bag of
that's right.
apples? Okay.
That's right. And there's a lot of things that are like changing, but it's like they don't want to like bring this to people's attention. I mean, they want people to continue being focused on what they're being focused on. So things are happening though, and it's actually pretty interesting when you like read between the lines of like how things are actually like progressing. Because a lot of people are very unhappy with what they're told they have to do. But then there's some people that just are just going along with it. So it's like it's just gonna be interesting to see like how like it definitely. I had a dream like there was actually gonna be like two different worlds, like a separation.
You had a dream about that?
Not. It was like a little bit last night actually about like there being like two different places, like literally like here in the U.S., like there's gonna be people that followed what was being going on, and there's gonna be the ones that don't, and they're gonna try to like make their own like kind of like sovereign unions and be like, all right, you guys do your thing, leave us alone, we'll do ours, kind of a thing. It's kind of interesting.
That is interesting. Because I can go over a few dreams that I had too. Recent, I think this was last week sometime, but I had a dream where there was. So I'll just tell the relevant parts of like the election stuff. The current president, was like building something, or they had like groups of people that are out rebuilding and kind of like it was a wall that was being built, yes. But they were like had teams of people that were like building, like rebuilding infrastructure or something like that is what I kind of got from it, from the dream. But they were building a wall, and they were asking if people wanted to help, and people were like helping together to do it. And I think we even stepped in and like, cool, yeah, I think we can like help do this too. This is interesting. It was interesting because in the dream we are like, okay, yeah, we'll help lay bricks and stuff. And then like I think he came over. The president was like saying, "Who voted for this person?" No, I think they was like, "Why is this person here still?" Or like, "Can I say the Pelosi?" Okay, he was like, "Who voted her back in?" He's like asked us to if we did, and then he asked if you did. He asked us if we did, and we were like, "No." No, we didn't vote her. He's like, see, there's more people who didn't. He's like, so no one did. He's like, it's like basically what I got from that is they're like trying to like investigate like who actually did vote for so and so. No actual people actually made these votes. It's like they were like looking into this.
Yeah.
And then there was another part of the dream where there was some kind of money or currency or coins that were like issued out, and they were all with the current president's their face on them. It was like this new currency we had to switch over to, and like, but on the money, like you had it, and you were like weren't it, and then you were like, oh, you're not gonna like this, because I was like, why am I not gonna like it? And like, because the picture that was on the currency was like they got some of the features wrong, facial features of the current president, so it looked a little bit like you could recognize him still, but it wasn't exactly him. So I don't know. That was like, it was weird because that was like a thing that stood out in the dream. And then they were colored. The colors of these coins were like of the American flag colors. And let's see what else. Yeah, so then we were just kind of like looking at them like, oh, this is interesting. So those are a couple of dreams I had. But anyway, we kind of already know what's going down and how. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. We have our like ideas, but obviously some what do you call it, foul play at play here, or some cheating, if you know what I mean, that went down in this whole event. That's pretty obvious, and I think anyone who was kind of really paying attention to like what, as far as campaigning and whatnot, like all that stuff, you can, to me, it's like a landslide thing, sort of, Yeah. But that's obviously not what we're seeing on the news and whatever, right?
And that brings me to how a lot of these different judicial systems across the states, they're actually like, okay, we're not going to do these counts again, or we're going to just not verify like what's happening. We're just going to go ahead and call it. And a lot of these other rulings that they've been doing, it's going to make a lot more people are starting to question like these judicial systems, because they're like, okay, wait, so we've been trusting you guys. You guys are supposed to uphold the law, yet for these situations, you're not. You're not even going to try. You're just backing away and like just going to be like, all right, we're just going to do things, which is going to make a lot of these so-called like upkeepers of the law put into question, which is going to challenge a lot of our rules of the land and the people that have been enforcing them. And a lot more people are going to be looking deeper into these people to see like what kind of biases have they been like pulling on people, because the judges are supposed to be unbiased. They're supposed to go what is best for the people, the country, not personal reasons. So it's like it's going to start to challenge a lot of that stuff. I've been seeing a lot more of that coming down the pipeline on the news and whatnot is like people being like, why are these judges doing this stuff? And that's going to make a lot more people start to really question things like why they're doing certain things, because like it doesn't make sense to be like, okay, I'm going to uphold the law, like, you know, the person's getting voted to run the country. Yeah, we're not going to count that stuff. We're not going to do that. We're just not going to do it. But why? There might be some cheating. We're like, why don't we investigate, see what's going on? We're just not going to do that. Let's just go ahead and welcome the new president. Let's just do that instead. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. So basically, it's happening this way because there are a lot of people have awakened over this past year, but there's still a lot of people that still need to really see with their own eyeballs, you know, how things are set up so that it can kind of start to crumble and it can make way for like the new world order. No, but like the new world that we're gonna live in, pretty much, right? So it's like a slow picking apart process, but it's kind of coming to a point where it's gonna be like a big like kabam sort of thing. I think at least that's the word on the street, right?
Yeah. Or it might be a very slow, drawn out kabam.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like that there's going to be something. I mean, because everyone keeps talking about the 21st of December and all yada yada, and I think that there is going to be maybe some kind of big sort of thing drawing everyone's attention to a center point, sort of, to sort of like show people. But I think after that, after you have a big or even humongous massive awakening, it's going to still kind of trickle down to the few people that need to wake up a little more or not, wake up in the next life or whatnot.
Well, it's interesting when you brought up the December 21st, because I remember there was the Congressman Giuliani. He was actually saying they have a lot of evidence to show foul play, and they're not going to show it until December, which is interesting.
Well, isn't it like the 15th where like the Supreme Court or whatever can make a ruling on something? Is that how it is?
That's probably when it's going to be brought out, but it's just interesting because it's like none of that stuff will take effect until closer to like the 21st.
Yeah, I guess that's interesting, or does it just line up that way? Whatever, dude. But yeah, okay, I hear you.
Well, this is the first time in the presidency's history that anything like this has even happened, so it's kind of significant. It's not just like, oh, that's just the chain of events. That's pretty interesting.
I guess you're right. I guess so, yeah.
It's never happened before.
Yeah, I guess. And then I can also, one other weird, as far as like possible like events or whatever, I don't know, because like I had some kind of weird channeling, some kind of weird experience. It's like I woke up sort of right in the middle of it, and I was there's a lot of information that was already like given, or like we were in the middle of conversation. I was being spoken to by some kind of higher consciousness being. I don't know what it was. The name Benjamin came across though. But it was like telepathic. But so I wake up in the middle of being like the energy kind of pulling back, and I'm pulling back to my body, and it's almost like a suction, sort of like portal suction back to my body, and I can feel like this other entity kind of suctioning itself back up to wherever it's going. It was like really weird. Like I said, I woke up right in the middle of it, so I'm listening to the conversation or like the information that I'm being given, but I'm also like going like, wow, this is really interesting. So is this what it's like to channel? Like this is so cool. I mean, I've had out of body experiences before and like astral traveling and all that kind of stuff, but this was interesting. This was weird in another way. So, but anyway, so yeah, I'm talking to this dude or Benjamin, but I see, and I can still only like get these few pieces of information from the whole conversation. I can like sit here and remember. It was a long like discussion or information giving, but the only thing I can really draw from it are this little piece of information. Basically, what he was saying is something like the sort of like, what is it? The anticipation leading up to an event can be more like profound or more like something than the actual like event. I think it's something along those lines is what was the information was given. And that was but I got the impression that it was like, so there's something that's going to happen, but maybe people are like trying to figure, or even myself, maybe we're too focused on what is this gonna happen, this event or whatever, and it's just gonna be maybe it's not that it's not gonna be a big important thing that's gonna go on, but it's not gonna, like, I don't know. I can't really tell exactly because there's definitely more information that was given too, and I completely understood it, or I felt that I understood it. But like coming back, like awaken into my body, I was kind of like trying to analyze,
Mm.
and I think I consciously lost like some of the information that was like there. So that was interesting though. I figured that might be worth throwing in there just because.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, and it was shortly after that I broke my phone, and so it was almost like, to me, it could have been like just a personal message to me to stop playing on the internet so much and like stop paying attention and not to like everything else and just like, meditate and do whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Thought that was kind of interesting.
That is pretty interesting because that is a very truthful thing to think about. Like a lot of events, it's like the things that when you look back, you're like, oh wow, that was actually kind of meaningful. But like, there's not really much. It's like the anticipation built up to it was like more like on
Like, I
on your
can't spend
toes.
so much time stressing out about this, and like, what is it? People think that they need to like stock up on like toilet paper. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding,
that's a good one.
and lock ourselves in our house, stock up on hand sanitizer. No, I'm just kidding. But you get the point, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Then afterwards, you're like, I now have a whole bunch of toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and nothing happened.
right? I don't know. Maybe it's something along those lines. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What else about this video?
So yeah, the video. I think they bring up kind of the stuff we were just now talking about.
Oh, okay.
They're bringing up the results and like their views on like how it's playing out, and kind of like I think all of them pretty consistently kind of see things moving in the direction that we see it moving in. I don't know. People should just go watch the video because I don't want to just say word for word for what they were
Gotcha.
what they were saying, but because they also talked about, there's potentially like some darkness. Is there going to be like a big event that's coming up? Because I've heard 3 days of darkness, and then I guess there's just 10 days of darkness where people think there might be some kind of like a power, like a global massive like power outage, and I think they were pretty consistent, like consistently. No, what am I trying to say? As a group saying that they didn't see that this was going to be a thing necessarily. And I don't really either. Like I feel like I kind of agree with what they said in the video. As far as if there is something going down, it's going to be in pockets of things going down, kind of like in the bigger cities where there's already like more issues. That's more where people are going to probably see things. And if there is some kind of like power outage or whatever, it's probably going to be like a day or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But then like we go back to like, well, are we going to lose internet? I feel like I've lost internet for like the last week.
Yeah.
So it could be like little silly things like that. You might drop your phone in the water and destroy it. Kind of things like that, right? And then they mentioned like potentially like some event in the sky that they might use, a natural like event in the sky to help with like the energy field of the earth or whatever, raising the frequency that like the governments may use to like scare people. The ones that are trying to still push their control may use that to scare people or whatever like that. I was thinking that'd be kind of interesting actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm trying to think what else interesting or specific they speak about. It's a good video for people to watch if they really want to like get some potential inside remember.
And what's the name again?
I'll put it in the
Okay.
description box.
Look in the description box.
Yeah, and then but yeah, so what is this whole like, do you think there's going to be like a sky event, like an event like a not sky, what I'm thinking, atmosphere, like you look in the sky and see some lights or something, or you think anything like that's going down?
I think if there is, they're gonna chemtrail it and block it all and not have to deal with it at all.
Really? I think that people are actually going to be able to see something somewhere, at least on this plane, on this Earth plane. I think if there is going to be something like that, I think someone's going to see it and record it or something. You know what I mean? Because I feel like at least coming into the new year, it's going to be night and day almost. That much of a shift, I feel like, in like humanity's level of consciousness, sort of like, and people are kind of digging through the mud right now. Well, that's another thing they brought up in the video, which I think is good for people to also understand. If there is anyone who's kind of like, what the heck's going on right now, kind of fretting, if you know what I mean, it's more of a uh,
Feel good.
Calm. No, just work through it. Not because they talked about like how, what do you call it, the star seeds or whoever people now, how we're kind of just chilling and watching things go play out on the screen while other people are like freaking out. But this is happening because like these people, the star seeds or like light workers or whatever, we went through kind of our initiation like throughout our life, and so we've dealt with like, you know, BS and all that kind of stuff. So now it's kind of like a cakewalk for us.
Oh,
But for
okay.
people who haven't really had to look in the mirror, I guess you could say, it's kind of difficult for a lot of people right now. And so I guess for, yeah, if anyone is having any trouble at the moment with things that are going on, I think I would say repeat what I have said in my other videos. You know, do the thing. Don't pay attention to stuff that's stressing you out, right? Enjoy your life. Enjoy the little things or whatever the things that you enjoy doing. I don't know if that's like cooking or help me out here, man.
Just reading books. It's like that's just like do the things that are like simple that you enjoy, or like try to start something that's simple and try to enjoy it. It's like don't.
Listen to your inner consciousness if you can. So quiet your mind or your surroundings. If you can, meditate a little bit, because you're anything that you're doing or going through, that's for anybody. Like you're being guided to potentially work yourself up the ladder to your like higher version of yourself or higher conscious vibration of yourself, right? So listen to, what is it, the, what do you call it, the breadcrumbs? Follow the breadcrumbs to get to that point. You may have to quiet things in your world to listen, yeah, to see where these are, because that's kind of the point of all this, right? Anything that's on TV and like whatever, yada yada yada, it's more of a distraction. Yeah, there's no pandemic going on that's real. It's all fake stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's here for people to help go to that place they need to go to climb the ascension ladder, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, everybody wins in the end. What?
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody hold up your hands. We're gonna get through this.
We're doing
Grab
good.
hands.
Everything's
all together.
Everything's going in the direction that it should. I think it seems like it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone needs really to worry about anything unless that's what you want to do.
I say just the basic worries. If you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. If you're hungry, eat. Kind of thing like that.
Why? And then I guess envision, you know, what you want to be doing that's awesome, like in the next 5 months or something. I don't know, you know, and bring that into manifestation into the material world. Bring that manifestation into the material world here.
And I think after all this fake pandemic ends and like the world is changing, there's gonna be a massive party afterwards. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Massive.
Anyways. Any other final thoughts there?
I know that about wraps that one up.
All right, that's cool. I guess we will peace out, everyone.
All right.